5,000 blocks? 10,000 blocks? How far will we go to find our permanent home location? Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino, and we are in Modded to the Magical Max, episode 2. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. We have slept through the night. This is most of day 2 is gone. I have been out doing a little bit of exploring. There are a pack of wolves right over there. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they're right over in that area. We got to be careful there. So I've been working that direction. Staying away from that way. Been going that way. Cleared out as much of the cattails around here that I could. Big hunk of them back over there. And picked up some more flint. Picked up, just a few more items. Did a little bit of hunting too. There was, of course, fish living in these little ponds. So killed a couple fish and then was able to use a spear and got me a chicken. Actually, 2 chickens. So I've got some, feathers and some other stuff. Oh, and then because this is a magical series and we have Rustbound magic in there, we had a rift form right over there, I believe it was. And of course, it converted all the flowers over. I was hoping to show that on camera, but they were dissolving quicker than they will revert back to normal flowers. But we will show that in one of the processes in one of the videos. You'll be able to see it. So anyways, was able to get a few of the Rustbound items here to start with. So we actually have Rusty Dust now. We have Shifting Fibers. We've got a Rift Bloom seed, and we've got a Temporal Fragment. So that's pretty handy. That's going to come in really, really handy as we get started in the series. So today's episode, we are going to be going on a long adventure. We want to find a place to set up our residency for the entire series. And it ain't around here, brother. Let me tell you, I think I identified this. We want to travel south to around the 26, 27. It tells you right now, we're at 47 degrees northern hemisphere. I did a tweet on that and looked at it and said, yeah, we're at Calgary, Canada. Is the northern latitude we're at. We don't want to be in Calgary. No offense to people in Canada. I got a lot of friends from Canada. But I don't want to live there. That's why I live in Missouri. But we're going to go farther south because I'm a Texas boy. I was born in Texas. And I want to go back to Texas. So we're going to be heading back down to about the 29th parallel. Is what we're going to get to. So that means that we are going to be heading on a long adventure. We're going to be heading south as far as we can. And it's going to be dangerous. And we're going to be doing a lot of navigating along the way. It's going to take us several days. So we're going to be setting up some camps along the way. And to begin with that, we're going to go into our map where we are right here. And we're going to put a pin on here. We're going to call this FOB1. We're going to go ahead and pin it. And we're going to give it the that color right there. And we'll set it up as a house. I like setting these up along the way. Sometimes my map gets a little cluttered because of all of the different pins that I put into it, but they're nice to remember what's up here, right? So we've got chert here, and I love chert. We've got granite, and I love granite. So there's a good chance we may be coming back up here at some point and checking stuff out. And if we're out and exploring and running around and we need a place to crash for the night, well, it would be nice to know that we've got a little spot here that we can jump back into. I need to do something here. We're going to be taking this on our back, but we have way too much stuff with us right now. So we are going to make another one of these reed chests. There we go. And we're going to be leaving it here as a stash. So that way, if we ever are back in this area or we need to come back and pick stuff up, we can. This one's going to go with us. And we're going to make sure we've got, that stuff in there. But some of this stuff, we're not going to take with us, right? So I don't really care about having birch seeds with us. And to be frankly honest, right now, I don't care about having the cattails. The flax grain I'm going to be eating, so we're definitely going to take that with us. The flax twine, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here too. I'm going to leave one torch inside here as well, just to make sure that we have that. We're going to go ahead and throw that firewood in there to take with us. Let's see. And you know what? We may even leave the flax seeds in there for now. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Really about the only thing we want to make sure we have with us is some good tools. So I'm going to spend another night here, and I'm going to drop a torch in here, but I'm going to spend one more night here, fight my way through the night. Hopefully it doesn't get, yeah, it's medium rift activity. So we'll probably have a lot of visitors, but come tomorrow morning, sunrise tomorrow morning, we're going to bust out of this hole. And we're going to take off running that way and see what we can, kind of adventures we can find along the way, okay? I'll see you here in a couple hours. Okay, 3:30 in the morning. I just went ahead and slept through the night. Let's grab this. Put it on our back. A little bit of some, let's see, how are we doing? Fruit, protein. Yeah, let's grab a little bit of grain here. Heat that up. All right, here we go. Look around, make sure everything's safe. Looks good. Okay, as I said, we are going to be heading south. Some of it's going to be sprinting. A lot of it's just going to be walking. We're going to be checking things out as we go and trying to be as careful as possible. We're not really looking for like really cool stuff to take along with us. Right now, what we're looking for is our home, where we're going to be setting up at. And so I'm going to pop up here. Get a look around. We got a piggy there. All right. Looking at the map, that's quite a bit of a wooded area there. I'm thinking about heading over kind of that direction. I mean, that's where the wolves are at, right up over there. But if I were to head maybe that direction, maybe I can get around that area. Cool. Let's try that. And there's our first sighting of a bear. Hoo-hoo. Yup. All right, we're gonna camp out here for the night. I want to. Don't have any food. I guess I really don't need a fire here, do I? But let's go ahead and get one made. Give you a little trick here. So if you put the firewood in there and then click on it, you can remove the firewood. And there you have your fire pit. It's there whenever you want to use it. You don't have to waste the fuel on it. Pretty cool. I don't think I'm going to need a fire for the night. I'm going to go ahead, just kind of leave everything as is. We need a little bit of grass. And probably see if we can get a few. Need my ladder. I'm going to go ahead and knock this side down. I'm going to have to make another shovel. There you go. I knew it was going to break almost immediately. Let's go ahead and knock this back a little bit. There we go. So these are my typical little shelters that I'll build for an FOB. Pack dirt, kick the ground back so it's too high. Going around 3 high on one side where you want to jump up and grab a ladder. That keeps the ladder out of reach from the baddies. And grab some more cattails. Have sticks on. Yeah, let's grab a few more sticks too. Anybody who's watched me play for a little bit knows that the 3 things that in the beginning that I always want to gather the most of is grass, sticks, and reeds. Those 3 things I think are the single most important items in the beginning of the playthrough. Once you get established, you know, being able to gather more items can become very helpful. But in the beginning, you don't want to really burden yourself down with carrying, especially if you're traveling like I am and living kind of like a hunter-gatherer lifestyle. I want to travel light, you know. I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff clogging up my inventory system here. So let's keep it, you know, connected with the stuff that is going to be most important to us. Like stones right now, don't need those. Don't need seeds of any way, shape, or form. But we do need cattails. And grass. We're going to make ourselves a bed and sleep through this night. Rift activity here is calm. That's one of the things also that I look for. You will see that my temporal stability bar is a little low right now, and that's because where I was thinking about setting up at, the temporal instability was not good there. So it was like, okay, yeah, let's move a little farther off. I like these little lakeside islands like this also for sitting up on. They just happen to offer just a little more protection. So let's make some of those. Oh, it looks like, yeah, we actually do have some unstable temporal stability on this side. This side of the island looks to be okay, but yeah. It's all right. It won't affect us too much. So I'm going to go ahead and throw those into there. We'll throw the rest. We're going to take the sticks out. We're going to need that because we're going to have to make a shovel. Voila. And I'm going to put the blue clay in here as well. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of my fire starter. I don't think I'm going to need it anymore. So this is like what I use for setting up my residency when I move to the next location. Set this stuff up. I'll keep a few items in here that are important to me, but I'm going to keep eating and using up the food as quickly as I can. And I'm going to convert this over into compact dirt. And just to help add a little more protection here, we'll throw that up. There you go. Cool. All right. We'll sleep through this night, and once more, we'll take off in the morning. So fire pits can also be used as storage areas. Don't forget about that. So you actually have 2 storage slots there. So in this FOB that I'm established here, I'm going to go ahead and leave the fire starter there. And I'm also going to leave 1 extra piece of grass that I had, mainly because I was able to convert the rest of the grass over to be a hay bale. So to save space and to put a torch in there, I went ahead and emptied that out. Instead of throwing the grass away, just throw it right into there. Drop my fire starter in there too. So if I ever come back to this spot, I will have FOB number 2. We'll pin that, get it saved. How far have we gotten so far? 2,323. So about 1,500 blocks we've traveled so far. And looks like we're going to be going through some heavy terrain. So may not get a whole lot of extra travel time in today. But let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that bed there as well. There we go. We are ready now. Yeah. Let's get going. I'm going to take this torch though, because I don't want to leave torches behind that can be burned out. So we're going to make sure we take that one with us as well. Cool. All right. Here we go. So a couple things about blazing a trail and living like I do. I like to create caches every once in a while. Not you, right there. So I'm going to use his chest here that he has, and I'm going to put in some items that I need, but I don't need right now while I'm traveling. I want to travel light. I don't want to, I want to keep my bags open for being able to get some stuff. So what I've done is I moved a lot of the Rustbound Magic stuff into here. And on the map, I've created one that says Rustbound Cache. So I've got, that one set up for that. Secondly, I went ahead and marked this as a survival trader. And I'll usually go through and kind of see, what it is that they sell. Now, they're going to change up their trades quite often. So but one of the things that will usually stay will be like these fur coats, and it'll either be the pants or the coats or the boots or a combination, whatever. Every time you come here, you're gonna be able to find that. So on the map, whenever I made this, went in and said survival trader fur coat. So that tells me, what I've got there. All right, man, that was a long day of traveling and not getting very far at all. We are at 3655. We started out at 555 at our first FOB up here, FOB 299. We made it down here to 2299. So about 2,000 blocks we made it. This one though, this was hard traveling terrain to get through here. But we did see a lot of good stuff. I meant to mark that. That's ruins. We're going to put that on there. Not in a position where we want to go jumping into some big ruins right now, but we definitely want to come back and check those out in future. So we're going to mark those with that. Save it. There we go. We'll come back and check that one out at a later date. You know, the smaller ruins are fine to check out, but those big ones, they can have some spawners in them. Looks like tomorrow we're probably going to be navigating across water. Should I make a boat? A raft, I mean. I don't have the rope, so no, can't do that. No biggie. All right, we're going to hang out here for the night. He's got a bed that we can use. So I will sleep through this night, and then next day we go off and keep running. Oh, let's check our position here. Where are we at? .41 degrees northern. Yeah, so we started off at what, 47? So we've moved 6 degrees south. Long way to go still. All right, I'll be back. The Shino Gaming Discord community is your best resource for information on modded vintage story gameplay. Here you can ask questions, find helpful resources, as well as downloading all the game files and Modpack that I'm using in this series, so you can play along. You'll find an invitation link down in the description of this video. Can't wait to see you there. Got here last night. The instability was really bad out over that way, and we had high rift activity. So instead of building like a really big one, what I did is I found a hill and I knocked down an extra layer all the way around. So this is just one high. Yeah, it worked. It worked. But I got just slept through and didn't get much else done. So we will take a quick review and see. Looks like everything is going to be okay here for what I need. I'll leave this bed here. And we'll mark this as FOB3. There we go. Okay. We got 8 more days till our first temporal storm comes in. And we are at 5727. If we do the WGen pause latitude, 37 degrees. So we've traveled 10 degrees south over the last couple of days. So still got a long ways to go to get into the range that I'm wanting to get into. And it looks like today may be a rough travel day. So I'm going to see about maybe skirting along the edge of the water here. And then we'll get down here and see what that's going to look like. All right. That way. Yeah, heading over that way. All right. Torches up. Here we go. Food's doing okay. Been holding off on my protein as best I can. I've got a little bit of chicken meat left. I've had 1 piece of fish. Everything else has been grains and vegetables that I found. But yeah, let's navigate this way and see how far we can get today. All right. Here's a ruin right here, and I know that ruin's going to have some bad stuff in it. What was that? A fox. Okay. But I also see there's a trader right here. So Let's jump. Oh, it's a trader caravan. Sweet. There's usually some pretty good stuff to find around these. That you can loot. So let's be hopeful. But we do have a spot here that we can stay for the night. Ate the chicken because it was only like a couple more hours left on it. The raw fish is good till tomorrow. That's good for 90 days. So we'll be eating that fish next, and then hopefully pick up some berries along the way. We're going to try to save this food up here for emergencies. I don't have anything to do with this hide right now. And so I'm going to go ahead. I found a ruin that had, or I found a grave site, and it had a couple of items in it that I swapped out. So I swapped out my boots for these nomad boots. So I've done that, and I didn't want to trade out my minstrel coat for the woolen scarf. So yeah, I need a shirt. I couldn't find a shirt. But anyways, I'm going to, this is probably not going to be a good spot to be for the night. Temporal stability is okay. Rift activity is medium, and actually got a big rift right over there on the other side of that one. So we're going to try to get as much sleep as we can and then bust out of here in the morning. New position. Where are we? 35 degrees northern hemisphere. So we've got about 6 more degrees to go. And we've got just a few more days before the temporal activity, the first temporal storm arrives. So hopefully we can get to our permanent assignment before our permanent location before that happens, right? All right, I'll be back. This is the kind of terrain that I hate navigating in this game. It's very tall cliffs. It's wooded areas. Very hard to see. Doesn't sound like it, but I think I found a hospitable location. Oh, let's wait till sunrise, and we'll go out and take a look at this area. Man. Yeah, it just happens to be in an area as we got here last night. It had high temporal rift activity, and there's a couple rifts not too far away. I think they've stopped now. So we'll see what we're dealing with here in just a moment. All right, it's not gonna get any better. I'm running out of food. If we'll just let them run away. Okay, so this is the area that I have found. I think actually going to build right over here is where we're going to end up building at. This is kind of a nice area. The temperature's good. We can do our WGN pause latitude. And we can see we're at 26.72 degrees north latitude. That's about the area I wanted to get us into. So I'm pretty happy with that. I think this is going to be a good area for us. If we go down and take a look at the list of things that I wanted, you know, I talked about the dirt, or the climate, the latitude. We got that. I wanted andesite. I got that. I wanted redwood trees. I got that. Can I get this guy? Not throwing like that, I can't. Or like that. Here, got him. Oh, where's my other one at? Here it be. All right, so yeah. So what I've done is make sure everything's still safe around here. Yeah. What I've done is I'll go to the map, and I've been doing a lot of exploring. So this was FOB number 4. I got to out in the middle of a lake, so I've got to go up there, and then I started exploring kind of around this area because I knew I was in the range of where I wanted to be at. I have my, oh, yeah, I need to replace my knife. Yeah, I gotta get a lot of stuff done here. So I'd found an area, like I said, that was right where I wanted to be at. And it kind of met a lot of the criteria of what I wanted to have nearby. And this is a very nice area as far as the climate goes, as far as the terrain, and as far as the variety of stuff that we have in this area. I'm going to pop back over here to the map, and we're going to see you've got a big dungeon right here, or a big ruin that's right here. It's one of those big churches, the 2-story churches. There is an above ground translocator right here. We've got another big ruin right here. Of course, you saw the one smaller area of ruin that was right here by the trader that we were just at. If I zoom out a little bit, we've got an artisan trader. Oh, and this is a building materials trader, which I absolutely love building materials traders. So building material trader there and an artisan trader there. So between those two, we can get, you know, like everything that we want as far as what we need for setting up a pretty cool little home area there. I did find some surface copper over here. And that is one thing that I don't like about this area is that there's not been a whole lot of surface deposits to find in this area. So that does concern me a little bit as far as, you know, are we going to have the resources that we need for moving ourselves from the Stone Age and into the Copper Age and the Bronze Age and all those. But I'm hoping that with some of these ruins around here, there's some peat. Hoping with some of these ruins around here, we'll be able to find a few berries. We'll be able to find what we need, at least to help us get started, right? Okay, let's go back over to the FOB, and then we will start. I'm completely turned around, lost straight north, right? Yeah. Then we will start packing everything up. We'll start heading this way. One nice thing about this area so far is that I have not ran into a single wolf or a single bear in this area so far, which is great. That is one thing that right before I came down into this area, I did run into a whole lot of wolves. So I was really nervous and apprehensive about being in that wooded area back there, but seemed to work out pretty easily, or pretty good for me. We are out of food. So not a whole lot has changed here for where we were as far as status goes. I need to go do some more on the foods front. And I was going to talk about it. I was looking also at an area like right up here. I want to be around the redwoods. So I was looking at another area that was up over there, but that's just, it's like this terrain right here. It's sharp to the ground. And I would like to have something a little flatter where I build at. Plus I'd like to have more redwood trees back behind us. So that put me, as I got up in this area, this is where I started seeing like a lot of the wolves and such. So I was like, nope, we're not going to do that. There are, we've talked about this already, or I've mentioned it. There's another large ruin that's right here that we'll go back and we'll eventually have to dig at or go get. Another one right there that we have access to. So we'll be going around getting some of these ruins. The area back over here wasn't too bad. It just didn't have like a lot of like, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what to call it, but it didn't have like a lot of area that I really liked as far as like, you know, what to look at around. And I like this area over here that we were at just much better. So this is going to be where we're going to be sitting up at, is right in this area right through here. We're going to be building our base. And like I said, we've got a translocator right there. This is all pine. So, and I've already looked at it, and there's lots of access to resin in this area, so that's always something good to have. We've got a lot of oak in this area. We've got maple. We've got, like, there's a big oak tree right there. We've got maple. We've got the redwood. We've got bald cypress. So lots to choose from in this area. Stone, we've got sandstone here. and there was some conglomerate and some periodotite. There's periodotite on the surface, like right over in this area, right through there. You see it. So we've got a good mix of stone that'll also help with our building. And I haven't even started doing any exploring out across this way or any farther out. So I'm excited to see what that has to offer. But that's going to do it for this episode. We've made our trip south, and the answer to the question was right at 10,000 blocks, 11,016. When we come back next episode, I will deliver the exact coordinates we're going to be setting up at. So that way, if you're playing along with me in this map, you'll be able to put in and go to the same location if you wanted to. If you do want to play along with us in this map, you can go to the Shino Gaming Discord channel. Link is down in the description below. And there is a channel set up just specifically for Modded to the Magical Max. In there pinned, you'll find a link to not only the world download map that I created in the very beginning, but also to the mod pack that I'm using. So you can take the mod pack that I'm using, the exact same thing, and install it into your own world. All right, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino. Next episode, we get to building. See you then.